however you feel about Elon Musk, is he doing everything right? No, who is? But with him leaking those files on how they were doing things at Twitter and suppressing and, making sure accounts weren't seen and blacklisting people, I think that puts notice on these other, big corporations, with YouTube and Facebook and Meta and Instagram and TikTok, where it's like, hey, if Twitter's doing this, you guys doing this too. So it's only going to be a matter of time before they go, we can't keep doing this. So I think it releases the hound.
Did you see what Jack Dorsey said? Let me read this.
Yeah, I sent this to Chin. I thought this was interesting. Really? This is from Barstool.
There's a lot of conversation about the Twitter files. Here's my take and thoughts on how to fix the issues identified. I'll start with the principles I've come to believe based on everything I've learned and experienced through my past actions as a Twitter co-founder and lead. Social media must be resilient to corporate and government control. 2, only the original author may remove content they produce. Wow. Number 3, moderation is best implemented by algorithmic choice. I don't understand that.
I don't either.
What does that mean? And then I don't want to edit everything. Go back. I don't want to edit everything into 280 char chunks. So here's the rest.
And it goes to a different page.
So he basically talks about how he got compromised once there was like money and special interest, and it just got out of hand. So he was saying allowing the government to have influence is a massive mistake that he made, and he's taking accountability for it, which...
Look at this stuff. I completely gave up pushing for them when an activist entered our stock in 2020. I no longer had hope of achieving any of it as a public company with no defense mechanisms. Lack of a dual class shares being a key one.
Read the next paragraph.
Plan my exit. Okay.
The biggest mistake I made was continuing to invest in building tools for us to manage the public conversation versus building tools for the people using Twitter to easily manage it for themselves. This burdened the company with too much power and openness to significant outside pressure, such as advertising budgets. I generally think companies have become far too powerful, and that became completely clear to me with our suspension of Trump's account. As I've said before, we did the right thing for the public company business at the time, but the wrong thing for the internet and society.
Wow, listen, man.
What a load of bullshit.
Really?
I mean, here's the guy, he's giving himself an exit window. He was the CEO of a company that dealt in public opinion, and he let all this stuff happen and acts like, water got into the framework and whoops, you're in charge. You're running the ship, dude.
You're the mastermind behind it.
Yeah, you let that stuff happen, and to act like now you're back and I learned all this stuff. What a bullshit.
My thing about someone like Jack Dorsey and that is that I don't know that anyone is equipped to deal with a monster you create like that. That became Frankenstein, and I don't know if he ever had a skill set to be prescient enough or managerial enough to handle the monster it became. I think the lesson here is that anybody at the helm of that
compromise.
But anybody at the helm of that ship might have been in a position where, okay, this is good for our shareholders, this is good for the business, but bad for the internet. And things when your whole board of directors says we have to suspend Trump's account, and there's a shitload of pressure. So let me give you the converse thing. Elon Musk now takes over Twitter and opens it up. Now you have a massive amount of people who say, this is hate speech. I'm leaving Twitter. He also reinstates Trump, which has its own backlash to the tune that a lot of liberal women and other liberal people are not buying Teslas. Now, couple that with the Europeans coming in, with other people entering the market.
But couple that with Twitter's never had more users.
I don't know if that's true.
Look it up, Jen.
Yeah, but Twitter also has some major problems, and he's milking.
Well, he just took it over.
He's milking Tesla from Twitter. So what I'm saying is that damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
It's not damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's like if you build something and its sole purpose is to allow the public
Twitter
across
usage
the board.
downloads grows since he took over.
But
So you got to be careful. No, you got to be careful where
Okay.
you're getting your news.
Yep.
So again, you're using Google, right, Chin? Mm-hmm. Figure it out. And I'm not being mean.
Yep.
I'm just saying you got to realize like what's going to pop up first, and then what's really actually happening. Mm-hmm. Twitter has lost 50 of its top 100 advertisers since Elon took over, and he knew he was going to do that. But the usage and the users have gone up since he took over.
And
there's going to be some, don't get it twisted, like he doesn't know how to run this company. Really, he's doing what he thinks
Yep.
is right, which to me is better than what Twitter was doing.
Yep.
I'd rather have this, and again, it's chaos. I'd rather have that than being suppressed and only one side of the political line gets to voice their opinion.
I think, though, he is going to face a lot of the same challenges that the original Twitter staff
I disagree.
people did.
I disagree because of his backing. Because this thing fails, he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't need to be compromised.
I don't know.
He's fine either way.